kindly switch off your mobile phones. Please close your eyes and live through what is being said. For your benefit, it would be nice if we can relate to the character being portrayed here. Feel as if you are the character being talked about for better empathy while listening. It is going to make a very big difference to your life, my dear friend, and change the way you look at life and Intel once and for all. This is a true story, a story with a great message, a relevant message, an effective story with full of free learnings, courtesy Intel. There was this leading dealer of computer products, a professional who had been in the industry for more than a decade. He was dealing in one of the best known PC products of India. His company was cruising along when disaster struck in the form of mega schemes, scheme after scheme run by the leading PC company of India, till one day the company decided to pull the rugs under its dealers' feet after collecting huge sums as advances towards the schemes. They did the Indian rope trick and vanished into thin air, along with the dealer's huge advances paid on behalf of his customers. The amounts involved were huge, very, very huge. Customers who had paid advances were also cheated by the company and left to be handled by the dealer. This one stroke was enough to cripple the dealer's financials and his normal life beyond redemption. On one hand, the dealer was cheated by the largest PC company in India. On the other hand, he had to handle the customers who were threatening him with dire consequences if their money wasn't given back. From a very comfortable financial position, the dealer was driven to bankruptcy. Added to that, he had just lost his mother in a heart attack and had a just born baby girl in his hand. Such was the turmoil around him, he even contemplated suicide, which he could ill afford as he has a family to protect and live by. And that is not his guru and the system of meditation he was practicing had taught him to do. It had taught him to live up and face life. The pressures were too much for him to handle. It was a do or die situation in every sense of the word. The immediate responsibility on the shoulders of the dealer was to handle the customers who were getting more and more irate. He had the choice of either facing the customers or running away like many other dealers did. Will adversity get the better of the situation, or will he be able to laugh adversity on its face? He took a principled decision to stand by his customers. But for this to happen, funds had to be mobilized. Very huge sums, and that too at a very short notice. All his earlier savings through the business dried up in the first round in no time. The second round saw all personal assets coming to the mortgage table. The debt gap was still large. He had to resort to personal borrowings through known circles for very huge sums and at astronomical interest rates. Putting his head in the guillotine, he took risks beyond his capacity to repay. Money was now on hand. But was there a point in just giving back the money to the customers? They needed those systems anyway for their use. That is how he first came into contact with Intel, with an immediate goal of meeting his customers' expectations, of buying and using a good, effective PC. At this point of time, the customer's interests alone were foremost in his mind, nothing else. Intel lent a helping hand, and so did his customers, who were quite empathetic with him. The short-term problem had been more or less solved. The long-term problem still remained. How to pay back those huge debts? This terrible feeling kept haunting him as he tried to think about how to make things better. He was bound and chained by his own actions. He was faced with a no-win situation and had no choice of escape but to face the consequences. He could not practically seek justice in the courts of Indian law. The situation was such, he had to put up with everything in order to survive, even if it meant living below normal means or getting by on a very low key. He felt stifled, trapped, and uncomfortable because he had no voice. He was supposed to be free, but he wasn't. He had made a choice to let the beauty of the so-called freedom pass by him because he had so much to lose. He gathered his pieces and realized that there should be a way to live confidently and be the best that he can be. Can he live a fulfilling life beyond the fears he faced? Yes, he can, he thought. He created an intense desire in him and put the past behind him. He took a hard look at himself and the circumstances. The dissatisfaction with his situation created in him a great desire for change, which was the first positive step he took. He pushed the shackles to the back of his mind and began to freely live his life. It was not an easy task. He believed in himself first, got on his feet, and got moving and going. So, liberating his mind was the second step he took upon. What is the life's purpose? What should be tried and achieved? So, he took an inventory of his life. He found the power of deeply held aspirations inside him. He then took the third step of dreaming to win, seriously. So seriously, he found the resolve and means to attain it. He set his short-term and long-term goals and set specific deadlines for it. A goal is like a road map, my dear friend, of your life that leads you in a certain direction until you get there. So, his fourth step was to get a specific focus and a specific direction for his life. He started practicing to be persistent as a bee. So many times in his life, a lot of people knock on the door once, and if no one answers, they walk away. Or if they get the wrong answer, they walk away. He wasn't normal. He is that guy who always keeps knocking on the door. If he cannot get through the door, he will try a different door. Or he will knock on the same door again and again and again. Or he will go through the window. He may go through the block. He will come through the roof. He will do whatever it takes to get that face-to-face meeting with the customer or getting that business. Practicing persistence over and over again was the fifth step he took. And the final part, the sixth step, being self-motivated or inspired to take action. Do we ever pull the trigger? Do we ever shoot the arrow? These ideas about believing in yourself and being enthusiastic and being persistent means nothing, my dear friend, unless you are willing to take action. So, as you can see here, the key statement is to take action. If you build that on top of these 6 ideas, then you will be successful. You will be self-motivated. You will be inspired. And you know what else you will be? You will become inspiring. People will look up to you and they will attach themselves to you. My dear friends, he decided to dream big. He dared to be free. Today, he holds the head high and proudly says that his decision paid off very well indeed, making him totally free. The same is possible for each one of you to achieve. All it needs is a decision to dream. You know well that doing the same things again and again will get you the same results again and again. No better. You need to take a decision, my dear friend, to do something different and positive about your life and for your family. Friends, if you still need a reason to make a decision, just look at the innocent faces of your children tonight when they are sleeping, whether they are 2 or 20, and ask yourself this question: what options are you going to give them in a moment of crisis? Look at your old parents or look at your spouse while they are asleep and ask yourself this question: am I ready with options as and when it is needed? Am I in a position to fulfill their dreams and needs? After all, I am everything to them. Should I fail in my duties if the situation demands it from me? Ask yourself these questions, my dear friend, and take a right decision based on the facts that you have on hand right now. Intel, along with me, is with you, my dear friend. Intel has the best of the technology, the best of the schemes, the best of the deliverables, the best of everything that you and I can imagine asking for. Intel has the future right here with us to help you succeed in your business, succeed beyond your wildest imagination, if only you are willing to dream and dare to be free. Go ahead and dream. Dream Intel. Dream big. Dream really big and set yourself free forever. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.